guys, welcome to what I'm hoping to be a new video series for the channel. If you can't tell already, this is a series that I'm hoping is going to be about my personal opinions on games, which is generally unpopular ones. So I'm going against the actual overall views that most gamers seems to have on certain franchises or games in general. Specifically in this one, I'm singling out Final Fantasy VII. Before I go into the details, if you're wondering how I've captured the footage, I'm using the Elgato HD60, is it? That's what it's called, to capture the footage, but I've used a split to try and capture the video and the audio, because I think out of the box PlayStation 3 doesn't really capture on the Elgato without any external devices, such as which, well, if you guys want to know more about that, I'll do a separate video, I'll discuss that in more general. But yeah, I'm playing it for the PS3, and I'm playing the American version, so I'm actually playing on my modded PS3 rather than my legit one. This isn't one of them more recent mods, and you can see in the background there, that's some of the PlayStation 3 menus going on where I was just trying to adjust some of the settings. But yeah, this is, like I said, it's going to be a series just about my so-called unpopular ones. I've cut bits of the video footage out so you're not going to see all the cutscenes and stuff, and hopefully, if I remember to right, I've taken the audio out as well. That's if I've remembered. So I'm not here to argue with you about your beliefs on Final Fantasy VII. I'm not going to be saying you're wrong, I'm right. These are just my opinions. Now, when this game came out, I was just a kid. I was in school. I don't know if I was in like junior kind of school still. But I know my first experience with Final Fantasy VII didn't come until I was, I think, in year 7 or year 8. Maybe even later than that. I know the only reason I've discovered Final Fantasy is I had a friend who was into Final Fantasy games. I'm not really too sure how, considering he got most of them from me. What I mean by that is, back in the day, kids, everyone and their grandmothers had chipped PlayStations. You even knew someone who chipped them themselves, or you had a dodgy uncle who did them, or a family friend who did them. But anyone with a computer could download games after you had them chipped, and a lot of the times I knew people who could do the games. I later discovered how to on my own, but we'll not go into that. It's a question for another day, or a topic for another day rather. But yeah, my friend, he managed to get his hands on Final Fantasy IX. When I used to go around his after school quite a lot, and he was showing me Final Fantasy IX, and by showing me, I mean I actually got quite bored. I wasn't really into it. He explained to me that with RPG games, you more get into it when you're actually playing it rather than to watching someone play it. And I was just like, yeah, whatever, I'm bored out my head. But yeah, I'll let him go on, let him play it. He played it for a few hours, and I was massively bored. But then I picked up Final Fantasy IX myself, gave it a go, I liked it. But then he mentioned Final Fantasy VII as being one of the better of the series. And that does seem to be like the general opinion over the internet as well. Final Fantasy VII is one of the best. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna argue or anything, but in my opinion, it's not, and it sucks. Before you could get a flame going, oh, it's just on about the bad graphics, blah 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 blah. No, the graphics are bad, and it's understandable. It was an early Final Fantasy title on the PlayStation, so obviously it was gonna have bad graphics. But yeah, you can't really deny it. Modern day standards, that sucks. We're not comparing it to modern day standards. We know there's going to be the remake coming out soon, which hopefully should be good, and I might even give that a go. I've heard that it's not going to be like a scene for scene remake. There's going to be differences, and I think it's going to be episodic, or at least I've heard that somewhere. Who knows if that's going to come to fruition, but I'll give a go of it, see what I think when it comes out. I'm probably not going to rush out and pick it up when it first of all comes out, but I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, going back to this one, the game, it's not very good in my opinion. Yeah, the story could be great, but I've never actually been able to play all the way through. I struggled to play even an hour of this game without getting totally bored. And again, oh, you have to play more than an hour before you decide. And sorry if that sounded any kind of racist, that wasn't. I was just trying to do any advice separate from my own. Yeah, with any sort of RPG, obviously you're going to have to invest time into it before it gets good, but as an adult, I don't have that time to spare. If I am going to play this, which I might do, like through the end, I'll probably play it on like a PSP or a Vita or some other handheld device, but it just fails to grip me. And the main reason why I don't like the game is the actual fandom of this game. It's insane. Like they're stuck in the mindset of this game being the best, and it's not. It really isn't. like, I can't get any enjoyment from this game because the entire story's already been spoiled to me by pretty much anyone that's ever played the game. And then everyone spoils aspects of it, like Ares dying. Oh, yes, sorry if that's a little bit late for spoiling it for you, but again, the game's been out for years, and if you're like me, even if you haven't played the game, you know Ares dies. It's been spoiled a million times. And I think that's what ruins this game, is the fandom of it. It's crazy. They'll give you the story before you've even said, I haven't finished playing it, or I've not got so far into it. I mean, if the whole story's been spoiled for you, and what you know is going to happen, it does take that interest out of the game. So for me, this game is overrated and massively spoiled, and that's what makes me hate the game. Or at least some of the factors that make me hate the game. I've obviously played other Final Fantasy games, and from the PlayStation era, I honestly can say Embrace's my favourite, and I like number 9. And I know they're quite controversial opinions in themselves, well, I'll do a story on them another day. But it's hard to go from playing 9 and 8 to then go back to playing this one. And we've already had a lot of spoilers that have gone about it, and it being ranked so high, you just can't enjoy it. It's like it's kind of been put on a pedestal from these gamers I've played in the past, and because of the fondness of the memories that they have playing it back then, that's why it is ranked so high. And I know I'm repeating the same sort of thing over and over again, but I think that's why generally people like the game so much. I remember I had I think it was an official PlayStation magazine demo, or even just a general demo for PlayStation, that had an advert for this game, and all the footage in the advert from the game was just from the cutscene, so that made the game look amazing. I remember seeing that and thinking I wanted it, and then as the reviews started coming in the magazines and I saw more of the images, I was like, no, this is not a game for me. I mean, when you obviously now I'm going to be talking about games these days just briefly, so you've got better RPGs to play these days, obviously like things like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch, Skyrim on multiple platforms, even the Fallout series. You've got so much story and content that you can take from other games that this just doesn't hold up anymore. I think it's kind of a relic. I mean, don't get me wrong, because I've had the entire story. Sorry, you seem to be yawning and semi-burping at the same time there. But because the story's been spoiled for me, I was able to watch is it Advent Children, the name of the movie, and I did like the movie. I quite enjoyed it, and there was not really many characters in there that I was like, who the fuck are they? Because it was pretty obvious who they were, because you know the characters from how much has been already told over and over again. So there was no lack of enjoyment from the movie. I mean, I did really like the movie. I think graphically, CGI wise, that movie was impressive for its time as well. Obviously this is one of the Final Fantasy games that seems to have had sequels and spin-offs that the others really haven't, because you've got the Dirge of Cerberus and Crisis Core. Again, two games I haven't actually sat down to play fully. I've tested Crisis Core on emulators and things, and on my PSP, I've never really sat down and played that either, so I can't really judge that. And that game's not been spoiled for me, so that's probably why I'm more keen to play Crisis Core. I'm actually playing number 7 itself. Even with just having the story said, I can watch the parody videos of this and understand what's going on and find them funny. But, you know, just how it goes, isn't it? Anyway, I just wanted to keep this a short video. Feel free to tell me your views on the game, or tell me how wrong I am for not liking it, and how I should love this master game. And yes, I know you can get it for the PC version, which has the improved visuals and all that rubbish, but I don't really care. I'm not going to rebuy the game if I didn't enjoy it in the first place. I know the PS4 version does look nice and smooth and crisp and clear, and has the trophy support, but again, I'm not going to waste my money on a title I don't have the time to play and do not want to play. I'd rather stick to just playing it on my PSP or something, just because I can already get it on there, and it's easier if you're out and about a lot just to bring out a PSP and play. Thanks for watching anyway. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Bye now.